The origins of human rights and why they matter today. Let's assume a world where your worth is measured by the accident of your birthplace, the shade of your skin, or the gods you choose to worship. A world where freedom isn't something you're born with, but a privilege for the chosen few. Sounds unreal, right? But for most of history, this was how life worked. The story of human rights isn't just some forgotten chapter tucked away in history. It remains an ongoing fight for dignity, equality, and justice. It is a journey sculpted by revolutions, wars, and people bold enough to imagine a better future. And if you think the story is outdated, think again. It is more relevant now than ever. The ancient blueprint, how it all began. Long before anyone coined the term human rights, the idea was already taking shape. Think back to 1754 BCE and the Code of Hammurabi. Sure, it wasn't perfect. Laws back then often favored the powerful, but it planted an important seed. Rules should apply to everyone. Then came the Cyrus Cylinder in 539 BCE, an unassuming clay artifact with an extraordinary message. When Cyrus the Great conquered Babylon, he didn't just take the spoils. He freed slaves, granted religious freedom, and declared equality across races. Back then, that was nothing short of revolutionary. Ancient thinkers like Aristotle and Cicero also chimed in, arguing that every human carries an inherent dignity. These early ideas didn't scream human rights, but they laid the foundation for what we fight for today. The Enlightenment, sparking the revolution. Fast forward to the 17th and 18th centuries, an era called the Enlightenment. This was when thinkers like John Locke, Voltaire, and Rousseau threw out the idea that rulers were chosen by divine right. Instead, they introduced a radical notion. Everyone is born with rights. Life, liberty, and property weren't just privileges. They were basic human rights. These weren't just lofty ideas written in books. They sparked revolutions. In 1776, the Declaration of Independence boldly declared that all men are created equal. Then came the French Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen in 1789, proclaiming liberty, equality, and fraternity as universal values. But let's be real, those universal rights weren't truly universal. Women were sidelined. Enslaved people were denied humanity. Colonized nations weren't included in the conversation. The fight for real equality was far from over. The turning point. World War II and a universal promise. World War II was a wake-up call for humanity. The Holocaust, the bombings, and the atrocities exposed how far humans could fall. In 1948, the United Nations responded with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR. This wasn't just another document. Drafted by a diverse committee led by Eleanor Roosevelt, it outlined 30 rights: freedom of speech, the right to education, protection against torture, and more. It was a bold promise.
I'm going to read you the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Now, therefore, the General Assembly proclaims this Universal Declaration of Human Rights as a common standard of achievement for all peoples and all nations, to the end that every individual and every organ of society keeping this declaration constantly in mind, shall strive by teaching and education to promote respect for these rights and freedoms, and by progressive measures, national and international, to secure their universal and effective recognition and observance.
No one would be left behind again. But promises are fragile. They only hold as much weight as the actions that back them up. Human rights today. The fight isn't over. So where are we now? On paper, human rights are recognized almost everywhere. But reality tells a different story. Discrimination, poverty, and inequality still run deep. Climate change threatens basic rights, like a safe environment. Advances in technology bring up new issues around privacy and freedom. But there is hope. Movements like hashtag Black Lives Matter and hashtag #MeToo proves that people are still willing to fight for justice. Activists and everyday individuals use social media to expose injustices and pressure leaders to act. Human rights aren't just something governments enforce. They are about all of us. Every time you speak up or take action, you are part of this ongoing struggle. Why this should matter to you? You might wonder, how does this affect me? The truth is, human rights shape everything, from the opportunities you get to the way you are treated every day. But rights aren't permanent fixtures. They require people like you and me to protect them, to fight for them, and to defend those who can't fight for themselves. Start small. Learn about these issues. Share these stories. Or back organizations that are making a difference. Change doesn't happen overnight, but it starts somewhere. Human rights form the foundation of any society that values fairness and mutual respect. They define how we relate to one another, setting standards for freedom, equality, and justice. These rights are more than ideals. They are the compass guiding our collective pursuit of dignity and coexistence. But they are also fragile. Safeguarding them requires constant effort, vigilance, and a deep understanding of their importance. Every law enacted, every voice amplified, and every step toward equality reinforces this foundation. By learning the stories behind these rights and the struggles to secure them, we discover not only their worth, but also our role in preserving them for the future.